Hello again, welcome back everyone. Liquorhound here with you. Thank you for joining me once again for another spirit review video. And I wanted to get this video out very as quick as I could. So I just picked this bottle up today. I decided to go ahead and shoot this video. I just cracked the bottle. But the thing to note about this Ardbeg 21, which is very spectacular considering Ardbeg has only done a 10-year-old age-stated whiskey for many years. And they've done that very well. But going back, if you think about it, the last age-stated Ardbeg was the 17-year-old, which was discontinued mid-2000s. So that's been gone for quite a while as well. So here we have a 21-year-old, fresh from the store. It is actually bottled at 46% ABV. And the story behind this goes, and you can thank this information from a interview that Whiskey Cast did with Bill Lumsden, was that these barrels, they bought 270 barrels back from Chivas brothers. So Ardbeg, back in the day when Allied Domecq was owning them, they used to just operate several weeks every now and then just to kind of fill up quotas that were going to be used in blends, all right? So they sat there and they would produce these barrels, sell them to Chivas brothers. Chivas would take them to the mainland, store them in their warehouses, and that's where they sat. They never got used for the blends. They were just sitting there maturing. So when Bill Lumsden was able to buy these barrels back, 21 years of maturation had occurred, and they were shipped back to Islay for the bottling process. Now, he went through and probably nosed and created the blend that was going to be used, blend of barrels for this whiskey. And that's what we have here. Now he says of the 270 barrels, only 135, half of them were used for this release. So he has another half, another 135 barrels still maturing, or he's got some plans for it. I don't know if he's going to do what he's going to do with them, but he's going to do something with them. But we're here to review the 21-year-old, and I'm here to tell you whether or not I think the $500 retail price is going to be worth it, okay? So as you can see on the color, this is all ex-bourbon barrel Ardbeg. It is pretty pale straw. It's got that nice golden, starting to get golden hue to it. Again, 46% ABV, so I'm not expecting a ton of oil, but we're going to see how that goes. Looking at the legs on this, pretty slow developing. And they are dropping pretty slow, so there is a pretty good amount of oil on it. Okay. Even with the water added, that 21 years of maturation has imparted pretty good viscosity. Let's see. On the nose. Oh, it's got a lot of buttercream, vanilla, lemon peel. It's got a little bit of that smoked meat in here as well. It's kind of custardy actually on the nose. To be honest with you, on the nose it's almost a little bit reminiscent of Perpetuum, with that lemon zest and that custard type vanilla aspect. That's kind of what this has, but it's definitely richer. The other unique thing that this thing has that was noticeable pretty well right away is the tropical fruit element. That being a papaya, or very ripe papaya, because it's actually got a little bit of a funk to it, to the fruit. So if you add that papaya funk, you give it that little bit of that lemon oil, that buttercream, that vanilla, a little bit of that cinnamon, a smidge of clove. And that smoke is definitely not a big player here. It's actually in the background, and it's kind of getting that smoked meat character. Really nice nose, I will give it that. All right, let's go to the taste. That's very subtle, is what I would say. Very creamy. Pretty mouth coating. I'm surprised at how soft it is. When it enters, it's just kind of creamy and it just kind of goes down and nothing swells, nothing pops. Matter of fact, I was actually expecting something bigger. Even though at 46%, I was expecting something to pop out, and really it's not like that. It's very refined. I'm waiting for it to transition, waiting for it to change, slowly develop on the palate before I start giving you the notes. Okay. All right, so here we go. As it enters, first thing you get is a little bit of that papaya funk. Some mixed berries in there as well, but they're very, very light. As a matter of fact, the papaya is actually covering them up. A little bit of that lemon peel oil. The cinnamon and clove that I was picking up on the nose, they're definitely in there, but they are not big. They're mixed right in there with that papaya. The papaya kind of starts intermingling with a little bit of that smoke on the mid palate. Smoked, little bit of smoked meat character, but it's not big. Nothing is big here. It's just kind of like, almost like a fog kind of just rolling in on the palate, and the smoke kind of comes intermingling in with that lemon, with that vanilla, with that papaya. And as we start getting onto the smoke and you start focusing on that, it is getting a little ashy, not bad, but there's a little ash to it on the back end. Let's try this one more time. Yeah, up front it is the buttercream, vanilla, lemon oil. Then you get that little bit of cinnamon and clove, that little bit of smoked meat, salty, a little bit of that sea brine coming in as well. And then that smoke kind of transitions and falls a little more on an ash, like a cigar ash on the back end. The berries, the papaya, kind of still intermingle, kind of still linger on the palate. Overall, it's a very, very relaxed dram. It's a very soft pour. Even though the retail price on this is $500, and that's where it kind of sticks me a little bit, because, you know, I think back on the last year's, the Dark Cove committee release. That was very, it's definitely bigger because it's 55%, but it was much more fruity. It was much bigger on the palate, more impactful, more impressive. I will say that. This one is very, very soft, very subtle. If you think back to the 09, 010 supernovas, and you were to lower those ABVs, I think that's where you'd be here. You know, not nearly as much on this smoke type focus, but those were very creamy, very soft Ardbegs given their ABV. A little bit of a farminess to that papaya funk. It's just amazing how it's a little peppery, a little cinnamon. It's a little of everything, but nothing sticks out. Very round, and I'm not even gonna call it big because it doesn't feel big. It just feels round. I think if you didn't like a lot of smoke and you were trying to go into Islays, this is a fantastic dram, even though it's $500. But it's just not overwhelming. It's very refined, very sippable, contemplating, because you can sit there and just still, after it's gone, it's sitting there just still sitting on the palate, still warming on the palate. And I can still taste a lot of those flavors. So overall, Ardbeg 21, nice. I don't know if it's $500 nice. I personally can think of several other bottles I'd rather have instead of this for $500. Matter of fact, I could probably get 2 of them for this price. But, you know, if you're a serious collector or somebody who's really got, you know, let's say all the Ardbegs and you're really wanting to add it, I don't think you'll be disappointed. It's just a very, very subtle, refined side of Ardbeg. And I guess that's what I've got to say about the Ardbeg 21. I'm not, like I said, I'm not disappointed in having it in the bar. it's just $500. It's definitely, we're starting to hit that point now where it's, you know, everything is high dollar if you want an age statement, and it's reaching that point where it's falling off to where it's not worth it anymore. Not saying that I don't want age statements, I'm just saying I can get independent bottlings age stated that are superior, bigger cask strength, bigger flavors, bigger impact. But that's how I feel about the Ardbeg 21, but I knew you wanted to know, so I wanted to shoot this video. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. Everybody have a great evening, and cheers.